Guys, did you know Cody Miller went to the Olympics?
He went to the Olympics! He won a medal! He won 2 medals! Hi.
Second half of the set. Oh. Laura's in the vlog now. Gotta change the lane lines. Here we go. Ow. Alright, and that's a wrap on this morning's practice. We got people, Lily's right there, pulling in lane lines. The sprint group is still doing 50s fast over there. But I have something really cool that I'm gonna share with you guys in a minute. I'm super excited to talk about this. These girls are pretty psyched that it's Saturday. Hey Lily, what are you gonna have for breakfast?
A bagel.
What kind of bagel?
A cinnamon sugar bagel with butter. Oh my god, this cap.
You look ridiculous right now. Alright, so we just finished workout and I want to share one of the true success stories in the sport of swimming. My teammate Levi Brock, this guy right here, someone you've probably never heard of, had the swim of his life last night, and I want to talk a little bit about it. Levi was a walk-on athlete, a guy who was 56 high in the 100-yard breaststroke in high school, not very fast, was not recruited by a lot of schools, wasn't really recruited by any schools, honestly, and he asked to walk on the Indiana swim team. He had to ask to be on this team, and they let him on. And his freshman year, he dropped almost 2 seconds and went a 54 in the 100 breaststroke. His sophomore year, he went a 53, see, I have his exact time. He went at 53.36 his sophomore year in the 100 breaststroke. By his junior year, he was at 52.8, and last night, his senior year, one of the last swims of his life, he went at 51.45 on the 100-yard breaststroke, an NCAA A cut, a time that automatically qualifies him for NCAAs, a time that only a couple of people in the country do. Levi went from being a nobody, being someone who wasn't recruited by anybody, to being legitimately one of the fastest swimmers in the entire country, and he did it by busting his butt. Levi is a true example of someone who, if you work hard, you can make yourself more talented. If you outwork people, you can beat people who are more talented than you, and I am so excited to watch my 2 teammates go 1-2 in the 100 breaststroke lap. My training partner Ian and my training partner Levi went 1-2 in the 100 breast last night at Big Tens, and I'm super jacked about it, but I was so proud to see Levi do that, because there are so many people out there who ask, you know, what the key to success is. Do you have to be the greatest swimmer coming out of high school? Do you have to have talent? It helps to have those things, but you don't need it to be good. You can be one of the slowest guys on your team coming out of high school, and you can win a national championship, right? Levi is a Big Ten champion now, but a few years ago, no one pegged him to ever even qualify for NCAAs. He's a true success story. You know, it wasn't easy for Levi all the time. He went through a lot of struggles. He had a lot of ups and downs. Just this season, a few months ago, he wasn't able to swim. He had a serious injury and he was out of the water for several months, and we weren't sure if he was going to be able to finish the season. But because he was dedicated and motivated and driven to finishing on a high note, he overcame that injury, and now he's an NCAA A-cut qualifier, right? He's going to be an NCAA finalist. That's just inspiring. Walking out of the pool now, I really want to hammer this point home, and I'm gonna quote Michael Phelps' coach, Bob Bowman, for a second and say, "Work will always work." That is a quote I have literally heard Bob say multiple times, and it's raining outside right now. Ugly. But Levi is a true example of someone who just worked his butt off and made himself more talented. You do not have to be the fastest person in the world right now, but if you're consistent over time, it will pay off, and he's a true example of that. Gary, come here. Come here, I'm talking about Levi. Yeah. This is Gary. Gary, you literally just told me a story about how Levi gave up his relay spot for you at a meet this season. Can you just, in like 20 seconds, explain that real quick?
So our first meet against Florida, when we were at Florida, his shoulder was hurting, and he basically said, he's like, hey, you're doing really well. This is your first meet. You're kind of going off. You should be on the B relay instead of me. And he basically made the decision himself. And I just thought, as a freshman, like my first meet, how cool it was that he put the team like before himself.
A senior on the team gave up his relay spot for a freshman on the team because he cares more about the team and he cares more about other people than he does himself. So he's also selfless. Levi also just won an award, academic. What award was it?
Well, basically the highest like men's GPA. And
so Levi not only is now one of the fastest swimmers in the country, but he also has the highest GPA out of any athlete, any male athlete in our entire school.
Yeah, and going to vet school.
And he's gonna go to vet school and be a vet.
It's not easy.
So it's not like he's taking easy classes, which is really cool. Made it to the car. I hate rain. So this topic about work and talking about Levi reminded me of one of my all-time favorite movie quotes. I'm a huge movie buff, so if you watch the vlog, I'm probably gonna reference a lot of movies in the future. Anyway, it comes from Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins. And it's a scene where Ra's al Ghul is explaining to Bruce Wayne how to become great, right? And he says, and I quote, he says, "If you make yourself more than a man, if you devote yourself to an ideal, a true ideal, then you become something else entirely." And he says, "What do you become?" And he says, "A legend, Mr. Wayne." And that's like just super cool and badass because like he becomes a superhero and whatnot. But it's true, if you devote yourself to a goal and if you work 100% tirelessly at it, then you can make yourself more than what other people ever thought you could have been. Right? I keep saying it, you can make yourself more talented. And Levi has done that. And once again, just gonna hammer this point home. I love you, man. Congratulations. Everyone who's watching this, go do something great.